It's the 28th of the month. You check your bank app and see $42 in checking. Rent is due in 3 days. At the grocery store, your card makes that quiet, declined beep. You didn't buy anything wild. You didn't gamble your paycheck. You're just working, trying, and still feeling trapped. If you're on a low or middle income and you keep living in that tight space where one surprise can wreck the month, this video is for you. Because the problem usually isn't one big mistake. It's a handful of everyday habits that drain your cash flow, trigger fees, and keep you stuck in survival mode. Today we're naming 7 broke habits, the quiet behaviors that keep you broke, and how they block you from escaping. Then we'll end with 3 simple rules you can use to start getting your month back. This is Wealth Mentor Pro, where every lesson is a step closer to your freedom. And I've been that person refreshing my bank app like it was a weather forecast. Here's what most advice misses. It zooms in on one bad purchase and ignores the system around it. When your margin is thin, the enemy isn't a latte. The enemy is timing, fees, and routines that hide what's really happening. Habit 1 is living on money autopilot. Not checking, not knowing what hits when, not noticing where the leaks are. That's like trying to travel without a map. You can move all month and still feel lost. Here's why it matters. If you can't see what's coming, you can't protect what little margin you have. Let's make it real. Say you earn $2,400 a month. Rent is $1,250. Your car and insurance are $420. Phone and internet are $140. Minimum debt payments are $220. That's $2,030 before food, gas, and anything human. Tight isn't a character flaw, it's math. But autopilot turns tight math into a mystery. A bill lands 2 days before payday, and suddenly a $10 purchase triggers a $35 overdraft. That isn't spending. That's a penalty. A simple check. If you can't name the next 2 bills about to hit, you're not behind. You're unmapped. Habit 2 is living at zero. Even with a map, if you have no buffer, normal life becomes a crisis. With no floor, every small problem becomes a forced choice. Pay the bill or buy groceries. Fill the tank or pay the minimum. And when you're forced into the fastest option, it's usually the most expensive option later. That's why a $400 surprise can wreck a month. And it's why overdraft and late fees still add up to billions in many years. Fees hit hardest when you're already low. Habit 3 is fee living. Overdrafts, late fees, reactivation charges. The costs you pay when your payday and your due dates don't line up. Picture this. Your paycheck lands on the 4th. Rent is due on the 1st. Your card autopay takes $25 the day before payday. A subscription you forgot about hits overnight, $14.99. Then gas, then groceries, and suddenly you're paying penalties for normal life. This is what keeps people trapped. Fees don't just take money, they take confidence. You start expecting something to go wrong, so you stop checking. Then, more things go wrong. Habit 4 is minimum payment thinking. Minimum payments keep you current, but they keep you stuck. Many credit cards charge interest rates around the mid-20s. Roughly speaking, that can be about 2% a month in interest before your payment really moves the balance. So even when you're trying, you can feel like nothing changes, because the interest quietly eats the progress. Habit 5 is subscription creep. Small charges that repeat. They don't feel dangerous, so they don't get your attention. But a handful of $9.99 decisions can block your buffer for a long time. Some reporting puts average subscription spending around $90 a month. On a $2,400 income, that's groceries, gas, or the beginning of a buffer. Subscriptions have a talent for multiplying when nobody's looking. Habit 6 is stress spending with no plan. When you're underpaid and exhausted, small treats aren't luxury, they're relief. The problem is, relief becomes a routine, and routines become totals. For example, 2 deliveries a week, a $6 fee here, a $10 tip there. Add it up, and it's $120 to $200 a month. Money that could have built your floor. This isn't about shame, it's about steering. If you don't choose where relief fits, it chooses for you. Before the last habit, pause for a second and think about this. Which bill date hits you the hardest every month? The 1st? The 15th? Just noticing that pattern can change your month. Habit 7 is money isolation. Not negotiating, not asking, not checking options because it feels embarrassing. Shame keeps people on overpriced phone plans. Shame makes medical bills sit unopened. Shame tells you this is just how it is. But isolation has a cost. If you never ask, you never get a better deal. And if your life never gets cheaper, it's hard to create any breathing room. Now, here's the most important part. These aren't 7 personality flaws. They're 7 survival habits. They're what people do when life is tight and there's no room for mistakes. You don't fix that with motivation. You fix it with a few calm switches. Rule 1, build a floor before you build anything else. Even $50 matters. If you can, build toward $200 over time, not as a dream, as protection, because preventing one $35 fee is real money you keep. And when you have a $200 floor, a $120 tire problem doesn't become a spiral. Here's the boring math that makes it feel possible. If you save $10 per paycheck and you're paid every 2 weeks, you reach about $200 in 20 paychecks, around 10 months. Slow is still real. And that floor can live in checking if that prevents overdrafts. Give it a name in your mind. Do not drain. If you use it, refill it first before new goals. Rule 2, give your money a simple plan. Not a perfect budget, a simple plan you can follow when you're tired. 2 buckets works, one for bills, one for spending. On payday, cover bills first. Rent, minimums, utilities. Then add something small to your floor. Then what's left is your live-on money. And once a week, do a 5-minute check. Balance plus the next 7 days of bills. That's it. Not perfection. Awareness. Because when you can see the next week, money stops ambushing you. Rule 3, kill the silent taxes first. Fees and interest are silent taxes. They're guaranteed losses. They don't care how hard you work. So if you paid overdraft or late fees last month, treat that like an emergency you're solving. Fix the cause, move a due date, adjust an autopay, set a low balance alert, cancel one subscription, renegotiate one bill. One change at a time. And don't let investing talk pressure you into skipping the basics. When your buffer is 0, your biggest risk isn't missing out on gains. Your biggest risk is being forced to borrow at the worst moment. The goal is a calmer month, not a fantasy timeline. Now, the 1-minute ritual. On payday, set a timer for 60 seconds and write 3 numbers. First, bills due before your next payday. Second, your floor amount. Third, your live-on amount. Bills, floor, live. If the live-on number is painfully small, you didn't fail. You learned the truth early while you still had choices. And once you know the truth, you can start making moves that actually work. Remember that opening moment. $42, rent due, the declined beep. The goal isn't never feeling stress. The goal is fewer beeps, fewer fees, and more calm. This is Wealth Mentor Pro, where every lesson is a step closer to your freedom. If this helped you feel a little more clear, like the video and subscribe for more calm, practical money guidance. And when you're ready, watch the next video that's on your screen.